Welcome to the Upholstery Show, live from Arlington, Massachusetts. We're going to serve you up a beautiful bowl of coconut fiber. Really?
I should have done my impression.
Ooh, echo.
And we're live, right?
Yes.
Hey, everybody. And
loud echo.
so it never gets old, but the coconut fiber, you know, if you've watched us before, you know, sometimes we do drift a little bit, but the coconut fiber reminds me of a tropical island, and that tropical island reminds me of a favorite show of mine, Gilligan's Island, and I wanted to send an RIP out there about Don Wells just recently died, which was a shock to a lot of people, I think. Jimmy and I are both fans, right, Jimmy?
I love the show.
Yeah, is it because of the coconuts?
Oh yeah. You know, the nature of the you know, the island and so much of, you know, the tours they used to give of the island.
Nice.
It's amazing, you know what? In all the years they were on the island, the radio always worked.
And the radio always worked, and they never ran out of batteries.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe the professor had a unique way of kind of charging them up, you know, salt water.
They had a lot of cockamamie stories on there, but you know,
people got to the island, but they couldn't get off. So I mean, you know, there was always something about that show. That kind of,
but you know, it's one of those innocent shows in the '60s. It was beautiful color.
yes, it
you know,
was the beginning of color TV.
Yeah, and if you're in the age group, you know, that young teenage, you
Not
know,
us.
right? And it was a great show. It was innocent, I think, for the most
Yes,
part.
television was innocent way back when.
Yeah, but anyhow.
Also, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody. 2000.
This is our first live show of 2021.
2021.
We didn't have the sparkling grape champagne that we usually don't have. So.
Well, I am glad that it's behind us. Doing a business in the pandemic has been nothing but difficult, I think, but we got through. But remember why we're here, Jimmy. This is a live question and answer.
I have never known why I'm here.
Well, you are on
I've
that.
asked people up and down the street, and they don't seem to know either. So.
So we're going to get right to we're going to have Jimmy come up like we did last week. We got a lot of good positive feedback. Jimmy's doing this is an ongoing class of his on the online classes. We definitely advise for fans of the YouTube channel. I know that you'd be a fan of the online classes if you were to get them. And we recently posted the slipcover class, I think. And I think
No, the diamond chair.
well, we do have a slipcover class up there, right?
Yeah,
After the
so-
Parson chair.
Yeah.
And the segue was that I think we did a little bit of a talk about how price points are coming down a little bit. And so that means that you might be wanting to up your sewing skills and doing more slipcovers. If you're doing upholstery, you should add that to your repertoire, because I think more people are going to be doing that, definitely. And a special thank you to, before I forget, Patrick, to our Irish friends, the O'Keefes, who sent that beautiful calendar. Do you have that calendar you can
Right
bring
here.
up before I start? I want to thank you. It's very rare that we got gifts, and this is a beautiful gift. My Irish wife is going to love this. And this is from the O'Keefes, and it's beautiful. If they're watching, are they watching, Patrick? A big thank you to them.
Not yet.
I love it, and my wife's going to love it even more. She probably knows most of these pups, just from the outside, I'm sure, though, right, Jimmy?
Yes, your wife is a very lovely lady, and I know that she would never abuse any type of alcohol.
I'm going to test. I'm going to say, you know, honey, do you see this pub? Do you know, what does the inside look like? And if she says, well, you know, it's really kind of nice layout. They got the nice, beautiful bar.
Then you know. Then you know. Yeah.
I want to know what it's like on the outside.
Linda says she loves the rocking chair renovation series.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get right to it. That's not the first one, but a lot of people have commented, Jimmy, on that bentwood rocker that we did. Did you see it? No, you don't have to lie.
I saw some of it. I haven't got
Oh,
the
good.
other. Yeah.
You did see some.
I try to keep up with the videos.
Thank you. You know, we appreciate it. As a matter of fact, call out to Jimmy about the Facebook forums. And you have been doing such a great job answering questions on there, Jimmy, which kind of takes
Well,
the
it's
pressure
nice.
off.
I mean, it's nice to know the numbers have grown in the last year.
How many people do we have now, Patrick, on that? Do you
I
know?
can check for you.
Maybe Jimmy knows offhand.
That'd be
I do
impressive.
not-
Oh, that's it. You're fired.
Yeah. So that volunteer.
I want those numbers now.
So the volunteer position is now deceased, or as Donald Trump would say, you're fired.
We won't get into any of that. So here we go. Number one.
That was pre-presidency, though. So.
How many did you?
That was a TV show. We do Apprentice references. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. How many people, Patrick, on the Facebook?
Let me check.
While he's checking, I'm just going to get to the first YouTube, which is fixing a pop button. It's a comment. Thank you so much for sharing this. And that's a favorite one of these quick fixes that we offer. We're going to get to the number two. It's from Rosa. She's commenting on the 8-way tie.
Video.
What's that?
That's an old video.
A very old video, an 8-way tie coil
Well,
spring.
let's update it. I'll be the star again.
Sure, we'll put you in there, Jimmy.
Yeah, they tie me up and they... Jimmy's gone.
He says, beautiful demonstration, but it looks like a lot of work. Thanks for demonstrating your technique. What do you think, Jimmy? Is it a lot of work?
It is definitely. I mean, I think this is a third job of doing the ties, and this one definitely, it teaches you a lot, but it is a lot of work to get it all together.
That's great.
151 members.
151 members, Jimmy.
Geez, if I did that on a sale basis at 10%.
So the next one is how to use and choose trim, and this is from Ashley. Ashley says, I've taught myself reupholstery over the 5 years, and I have a small reupholstery business. And all the tips you've shown, being a professional, I'm so happy with myself that I actually do all these tricks. Something I learned in this video is to purchase a regulator. I was using a flathead screwdriver for the hot glue mistakes, or tucking the hot glue back into the piping. I didn't even know regulators were a thing. Now, a regulator in the Wild West was a man that the sheriff, let's say a sheriff has a rowdy town that he's in.
Right.
And he has a deputy kind of like Deputy Fife or something like that.
Oh, God, not that.
And you know, and he's got a lot of people who are causing troubles. What he would do is call in the regulators, which were, you didn't hear that, you didn't know that, do you, Jimmy?
Well, you got a good story there. I figured I'd listen to you for a minute.
Regulators were guys that were on both sides of the law. They were good and they were bad, depending on what town they were in.
Yeah. I can make some money here, bucko.
So they would be called in to help clean up the town. And then maybe those guys would go and become regulators for another town, Jimmy. I think I lost Jimmy's attention.
No, I'm sorry. I got a little bit of an alert there from something else.
So we're going to go right to number 4 and totally ignore Jimmy's doing something. What's going on?
No, I have a quote. Somebody had posted on the forum.
Oh, okay. Business related, you guys.
Yes, it is. I wanted to get to it because I know if I don't, I want you to look at something when I come up there.
Okay.
This is definitely a different drop-in set that this person.
Okay.
He's doing a job for. You got to see the original chair, what it looked like.
Do you have that, Patrick?
I didn't get anything.
Is it brand new, Jimmy?
No, this is a dining room chair.
Okay.
So I'll show it to you. And
Okay.
Both before and
Okay,
after,
that's good. All right.
You know.
We're going to get to the Facebook form after this, right, Pat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next one is from Blath Tube 1. Stuffing a cushion cheaply and effectively. He says, he's got a good point here. If we weren't being ripped off so badly in the quality of these products, there wouldn't be a problem. I'm having to have my lazy boy looked at after only 3 years of use.
Well, that fits in perfectly with the stuff we just released.
It's terrible. Yeah, we just put on the shop. Where is that, Patrick? At Upholstery, BroadwayUpholsterySupply.com.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, for all you guys who are watching who are unhappy with the manufactured piece, the seats sagging, specifically how to repair seats from the bottom, and we've got 3 kits on there with everything that you need, including a hand staple gun, which I can't believe how well it works. But we're trying to keep the cost down, obviously. I think the sofa kit, Jimmy, is about $450. But to have a professional upholsterer come in and fix it, it's probably $800 to $1,000.
No way.
$800 to $1,000,
Well,
easily.
yeah, I mean,
easily. It's because it's a repair that they have to usually bring out of the house. So you need 2 guys to get the sofa, to bring it to the shop, and then do the work, and then to bring it back. So some of the cost is shipping. So we think that we have good products online that really will save money. That's what we're looking to do, is try to save people money with these kits that we have, and information too. We have an old kit out there that I developed in 1991, if you can believe it. It's going back a few years, huh, Jimmy? That's even before Patrick was born.
wow.
So that was the first thing I think we posted up there for the kits. Okay, the next one is the Bentwood Rocker. This is the thing. We got a lot of good positive feedback on this. This was the part 2 of that.
Yes.
And Gabriel says, "I'm loving the bird's eye view," and that's a shout out to Patrick and his and his ability to get the right angle. It's not easy, you know. It's
No,
not
I mean,
easy.
especially you're trying to work a certain angle because you're either right-handed or left-handed person, and even with that, you may be going against your grain too as well.
Once in a while, we get in the way. I think on one of the online classes, I had a very dumb idea that when people were watching the online classes, that I would do something else as kind of a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So when people were complaining out there watching either you, it was one of the early ones, you or Michelle, and all of a sudden it's me doing something. It was like that.
Oh yeah, like you did, like, oh, we're gonna web a chair today. We're gonna do
It reminded me of a Seinfeld when Elaine was dancing and what was she on a tape, Patrick, right?
Yeah.
Where they covered over a
It was very
tape,
disturbing.
and then she comes on doing a funny dance, and
Everyone's like, what the hell?
I guess you have to see the show. But anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So, I guess you have to see the show. Janine says on the repairing manufactured furniture yourself, she says, "What a great idea! Good business diversification." That's a what do they call that? A $3 word?
Well, she obviously knows her words because she is.
Where did that come from? $3 word. Where is that?
It's an old saying, like back in the 30s or something.
As opposed to a $1 word or a $2 word. What's that?
Well, you know, I mean, the $3 word is something you never hardly get here. So.
Right. Well, this is a good one. Diversification. Well, I've heard that before.
She's obviously on her game.
3,
She
4,
plays
5,
Scrabble.
6, 7, 8.
I was about to
9,
say
10,
that. The Scrabble.
11.
How many points is that in Scrabble?
Probably 20.
Yeah, you know, we play Scrabble at my home once in a while, and
Really?
I you know, once in a while.
On my,
Oh,
in my
the rails
house,
are
it's
starting to
Rock'em
come
Sock'em
on.
Robots. So.
What's that, Jim?
Yeah, in my house, it's Rock'em Sock'em Robots. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
played those in a long time.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta get a button in the future, and you guys start to go too far off track, and I beep the
You know, better to put an electrical wire on them, Patrick.
a shock collar.
You know.
We
You
need
get
something.
I'm just kidding. We're just kidding, you guys. Forget about that.
Yeah.
I have a group of hecklers outside, and, you know, you can.
I thought those were groupies.
Gabrielle says, "Stop $3, $5 word."
Oh,
Wow.
$5. Where did I
God,
get $3
man.
word from?
Yeah.
Are you sure, Patrick?
She says 5.
Who says that?
Gabrielle.
Oh, Gabrielle's smart.
she's right
She knows.
on us then.
She's right
Oh
on.
my God.
$5 word.
Let's make this entertaining for her then. Let's stop.
Well, Jimmy, I want you to think about, not right now, just think about other $5 words that you could
Oh,
come up
good God, please. Look at it.
and try to stump us.
Rigmarole. That's
I
what
think
like.
Gabrielle's going to be doing that later on.
All right. Now, number 7 here on the reading of the YouTube videos. By the way, this is a live question and answer. Sometimes.
Pam submitted a question, but she wants us to wait till we get to her photo.
Okay. So Jenny says on the Upholstery of Sofa Part 7, this was a long drawn out job that we did on YouTube that was really intense, and we show a lot in there. She says, "Wonderfully helpful. I found a lovely old tufted sofa to reupholster for free. I feel confident to try my hand at it after watching these videos. Thank you so much." Well, Jenny, if you could do a hand tufted sofa from scratch, including all the cushions, some areas of the country, that's a $2,200 labor job, Jimmy.
What?
Yeah, $2,200 labor job in some parts of the country. That would be the upscale markets. I would say on average a sofa like that for labor is about $1,200 on average.
Wow.
Some parts of the country less, of course.
Good, and minus the fabric, which.
So imagine that, Jimmy. She's watching something that can make money, and this is the second person here that's the other person had a small shop that she started by you know the tips that she has helped her, and then that, and then this Jenny. Well, I'm just thrilled that people can do that. I think that's great. Other upholsterers say, "What's he doing? He's giving all our secrets away, Jimmy."
Yeah, it used to be a secret society, remember?
So Jimmy said, "Why don't I become the unknown upholsterer and wear a paper bag over my head with those eyes like that
Like
unknown?"
the unknown comic. years
Right,
ago.
right. Nobody would know that reference unless you're in our age group. They wouldn't know this.
Yes, I think you should YouTube, what is that show? The Gong Show.
Well, that was not a good show.
Well, that's why they had the talent.
Well, I don't think it was a nice thing, was it? To people.
To help out the people that couldn't sing, dance.
Well, they all went on there thinking they could, though. Not one
Well, we
person.
had that on American Idol too, you know. Do you ever see those people?
Well,
they get up and sing. Oh, tell me, sir.
There we go.
What do you do? Sir, how long have you been singing? Oh,
American Idol now.
Yeah, right?
Patrick, now you put the switch, you throw the switch up. I'm just
Poor
kidding.
Jimmy.
Yeah, pick on me, okay? You get a bill from my therapist.
All right. All right, here we go. The Bentwood Rocker Restoration Part 3. And we got one word, and it says wonderful.
And that's about Jimmy. There we go.
There, Jimmy, you know, you do have a fan base, Jimmy.
It says Jimmy's wonderful. So.
And then the
Who's saying
Bentwood...
that?
Janine says, looks amazing. Wow.
Not me.
No. And some great tips, thank you.
Oh, okay. You didn't finish that. You kind of had a little lapse there.
Well, you know, we got to give the tidbits
You're
out.
killing me with kindness today.
And then Terry says, beautiful. Wow, Pat, I don't think another video has gotten as many comments as this one.
People love these series.
And then we have Ashley Marie about how to upholster a Biedermeier chair. So she says, so why did you use pins instead of staples? Well, they aren't actually pins. They were pin tacks. They were tacks. I think they were 14-ounce tacks. And we use the expression in that video, pin tack. Mm-hmm. It's an expression, but we use them real upholstery tacks. And you need to use those because you don't want to commit right away to a staple because there's some adjustment. So she must be new to the channel, I think. But when we pin tack, it's saying, Jimmy, that this is a temporary tack because I'm not sure if this is the final where I want my final
Well, you
staple.
say that all the time, I
Right.
think, on your videos.
And then Ashley says, I think American Victorian sofa stripping and measuring fabric. I must have found something in there because she says that'll buy a cup of coffee.
You said that.
What?
In the video, you said that'll buy. You must have found her something.
Oh, maybe I
She
did.
said in the video, you said that'll buy a coffee.
And she says she loves this guy Jimmy.
Ah.
There you go, Jimmy.
See, I have a person that.
There's a lot of people out there that are admiring you. I know because we get the fan mail here.
Oh,
And they bring it in like Santa from the North Pole. It's like
whip it right out the back door.
and we have to do something with it. Actually, it's hanging up over there. If you want to pan around, Michaela, we have it hanging up by the window there. Jimmy's fan mail. I don't know if you could swing the camera around.
Oh, yeah.
I
I-
think that's the microphone.
no, can you get that on your camera there, Patrick?
I don't think so.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it's a whole wall full of Jimmy's fan mail. As a matter of fact, it's a good
It's
thing
so
that
well hidden by nothing.
it's a good thing that this was a weight-bearing wall because I think the mill would have taken it down if it
You
wasn't.
know, did I ever say that you should sell cars? Just saying. Maybe insurance.
And then we have Bentwood Rocker. This is a long comment, Jimmy, so get ready. Ready? Odette says, these videos are great. Thank you for posting. I'm looking to work on a similar project with some Seska chairs that need some tick, T-I-C. I'm hoping to see the next steps for finalizing the fabric upholstery and attaching the seat in the back to the Bentwood chair. Will you be posting part 3? I think we already did, right, Patrick?
Yes.
Part 3.
Oh.
I was also curious to see if you had any videos that show how to draft a pattern for cutting the plywood wood, which we don't. If you have a video that shows that, that would be great. So the reason I don't do any woodwork here, I've learned a long time ago. You get into some trouble when you combine woodworking with upholstery. And I'll tell you why. Just simply cutting wood and having the particles get in the air. I had one time, I had a fabric, just beautiful job that I had upholstered, and I put it on the other side of the shop. Wasn't covered. There was a black material of some sort. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
And I cut one of these like this one. I cut one of these plywood, a couple maybe.
Templates.
Jimmy, that fabric got these little particles in them, and I couldn't get them out. It was like embedded in the fabric. And I learned a long time ago not to combine wood refinishing, wood cutting, any type of wood projects,
Oh,
even
yeah.
gluing.
Well,
So what I would recommend, I have a guy that helps me, that's a professional woodworker that I give him these jobs. It's another shop somewhere else, and he does all that. Have you ever been in a wood shop and seen how much dust there is?
I do woodworking.
So you know how much
You
dust
can cut a
there is.
piece of wood, a simple 1x12,
Yeah.
and you'll see the dust particles for hours.
Yeah, and you can imagine what that does to your lungs. So be careful with that stuff. Always wear the mask, right?
Always.
Well,
That brings out a new meaning now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now we go to repair and manufacture furniture yourself, the brand new item that we have up on Broadway Upholstery Supply, Jimmy.com. Very nice. I really love his videos. It helps me a lot. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. And another comment from Lisa. Thank you for the repairing manufactured furniture. Thank you. I love your videos. I have a leather sofa with attached back and seat cushions. It is 16 years old and in good structural condition. However, the seat leather is wearing. I'd like to make new seat covers, but since the cushions are attached, should I attempt to cut out the cushions to reupholster? I don't want to start anything that will open a can of worms. Your advice is so greatly appreciated. So you got a problem here because those are really attached. This is another manufacturer thing. You know, you can take them out and start and make cushions that will fit underneath those semi-attached back cushions. You can do that. One of the problems though is that usually the manufacturer only makes it flat like this. They don't angle the seat back to pitch the cushions back because that's why they have to attach them. They get away from the basics. But even if they didn't do that, you could build it like Jimmy's doing with this one. You can make a new seat and then put the cushions on. Make sure the front is bigger than the deck, or you can put Velcro on them. I'm not a big fan of Velcro, but in this case, you might have to do that. I hope that helps. Another problem, with manufactured furniture, they're not making these pieces to be upholstered. They're making them. It's not to their advantage to have you buy a piece of furniture from their showroom and then 10 years later reupholster it. No, they want you 10 years later to buy a new one. So what they'll do is they'll sell it as a quality piece of furniture, an heirloom piece even, and then 10 years later you call them up and say, do you know a good upholsterer? Oh, you don't want to use them. Come in and get a new piece. But you sold me an heirloom piece. What does heirloom mean to you, Jimmy? I'm putting them on the spot. Heirloom, is that a $5 word? Spell it.
No, that's $2.50.
Well, an heirloom to me means a generational piece of furniture.
Kind of like the piece that you're sitting at.
Exactly, and it just so happens to be yours. So nice plug for you, Jimmy. Nice going.
I was going to say, Lucky's checking in.
Hi, Lucky.
From Horsehead to New York. I actually own my own upholstery shop. I always learn something new from Kevin's experience. I appreciate all of you guys' effort to educate people like us.
Thank you. So
where's that in New York?
Yeah, where's Horsehead? Is that near Horses? Oh, never mind.
Maybe on Long Island? I don't know.
Is it?
It sounds like somewhere would be near like the ocean. I don't know.
I hope so.
I think a horseshoe crowd.
I would like someday to go to New York.
You've never been to New York, Jimmy?
No, I've been through it. I've never stopped and never had the opportunity to seize the moment with the theater or sports events or anything like that. I would love to go. When the world becomes a normal place.
It will normalize. So now we got another question, another comment from Gabrielle. She says, this is a very enjoyable series. This was the last one, part 3, right, Patrick? Or was there another part to that?
That's it.
All the elements of, this is important what she says, all of the elements of instruction came together wonderfully. Well, there's no better compliment than that, Jimmy, as a teacher.
Go home now.
So thank you for that. Boy, we are a diversified group, aren't we? We got calendars from Ireland. We have mudcloth from Africa. I'm always enjoying that video, even though it didn't get a lot of likes or a lot of action, Patrick, on YouTube, which always surprised me, Patrick.
Yeah.
That video didn't get more. You guys should check that out, the mudcloth video that we did, because I really like that. I like the worldwide scope that we capture. It's kind of nice.
Now you're onto the Facebook.
Now we're on to
Facebook. Business here.
Getting down to some nitty gritty stuff. This is that separates
the man meets the meat.
The apprentice from the master, or the journeyman from the master, or the journeyman from the apprentice, or the apprentice from the first time on the job, or whatever. This is Jimmy. Jimmy does this well. He's the administrator to this Facebook. And our first question comes from Gabrielle.
An update.
It's an update. She said, I had to strip down the smoky chairs with the wedge seat, and this is what I found. The first row is odd shaped, the second is copper, and the last one is pane black. It has a spring like an automobile. The wire is in a drill hole toward the back of the chair. I intend on removing it all. The wire seems to be too hard on the dry frame. The wood is very brittle. there is also a surprise, and I will post that separately. So my thoughts on this. So what you have here, though,
Two photos from, sorry, I didn't interrupt, but 2 photos from now is the
You
surprise.
wanna see it,
So-
Kevin?
there's a surprise.
Yeah,
See
two photos from now, but sorry, I didn't cut you off.
Should I go there first?
No, say what you're gonna say.
So my first thought is don't change it. Keep it the way it is because what I see on the front looks good to me. If you can duplicate this, do it. I'm not sure what she did, but I think what she's hinting at in some of the videos I say you can go to a crown seat, but usually crown seats work better on a round frame, or at least on the front to have a curve. What she has here is it's boxed. I mean, she has a box. So what they've done is they've mimicked the frame, and I think in an appropriate fashion, that's what they did. This is a very difficult spring chair to do, and also Jimmy can tell you that he's going to be with the edge roll, with the blanket stitching and everything that has to happen on this. And I have to say, it's not the best design in the world. I like the 8-way hand-tied
Right.
dome chrome crown seat.
But you know what? I mean, when I saw this, I was like, what is... That's why I said, wait a minute, we have to figure this out.
Yeah, this is a very unusual chair. I've seen them though. I've worked on them.
Well, so what year would this be? I mean, is this a
This
style?
looks like this is just screaming the 30s to me.
Okay.
You know.
Well, why is it on an angle that it's elevated the way in front and then?
Well, remember now on an upholstered seat, you want it angled.
Right.
Even the cushion's angled
Right.
at that 6 to 8 degree angle, that's what this is. So what they're trying to do here is make this seat a little bit more comfortable.
So when
By
they sit-
angling it.
So when they sit on it, because of the way it's spring loaded in front, basically you're coming down and it's flush.
However, initially it's great, but it's not. It's a poor design over time. It tends to break down a lot quicker than a regular crown seat.
Was this a fashionable design or fashionable looking chair at the time?
I've seen them.
Really?
Yeah, and now we're going to go to another way on a crossover Eastlake style chair. It seems to have elements of Empire and Eastlake. Yeah, that's true. So this is, now you see it in this. Do you have that up there, Patrick?
Yep.
She's got this before she stripped it, I guess. And actually, it's a very stylized chair, but like I said, not the greatest. Now you see that border that's there, Jimmy? The border? That border is hand stitched on there, and it's a recessed border to give it a little bit more detail. And sometimes upholsterers try to sew it together, but it never looks right.
Okay.
You need to hand stitch it. She says. So we go
Here's
here.
the surprise.
What's that?
This is the surprise, the next one from Gabriel.
Here's the surprise, Jimmy. Are you ready for the drum roll?
Yes, quick.
I have to warn you. What you're about to see, don't ever do. Don't ever do this at home. Remove these license tags because the police will be on you like you wouldn't believe.
Alright, Mr. Kenny, we have your host surrounded. Bring the tag out. Bring the tag out between the ends up.
That's right. It's an old joke in the upholstery world, But anyhow, Gabrielle, she's posting this. She said, I had a surprise on the bottom of one of the wedge seat chair. I like that description. The company was active in 1935, Jimmy,
I wasn't around.
to 1949 in the city directory. The creative repair was done by an upholsterer, which I don't doubt he was just creative. So this is a tag. I don't think I've ever seen a repair tag either. This is a repair tag for an upholstery job. Ohio, registry number 709. Well, you guys see that. And the upholstery company was in Cincinnati. So that's interesting, Jimmy. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's kind of,
Thank you to Gabriel for posting all this. You guys keep that coming. So we really like that. Now we got a posting from Pam, and you said Pam had a question, Patrick?
Yes, I'm gonna get to that. I wanna make sure. I don't get
And by the way, live
Yeah,
questions and
yeah.
answer take precedent over even Jimmy.
what?
Oh.
Like, just want to run an idea by you guys. Oh, I don't know. I requested Jimmy to maybe. Never mind.
Don't you dare.
Pam's thing is up on that.
Yeah, let's go to something real relevant.
Well,
How about you read it first, and I'll follow up with her question she submitted now.
so she says, this is a chair that we've commented on before. Maybe she got to say, sorry I missed yesterday's live question and answer. Feeling like I'm needing advice on installing these springs. They are number one springs, and if you guys know what a number one spring, Jimmy, what is? I'm going to test you. What is a number one spring?
That's the
How many rungs does a number one spring have?
7,
New, 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 new.
8, 9. What?
Neither of
You got
those.
that? I hope that tune stays in your head all night.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How much did you bid on that final Jeopardy question, Jimmy?
The price of that coffee you didn't buy me today.
You lost all your money. Go home now. It's a number 6, Jimmy. You were all over that. You were all above it. You know, it's 6 rungs.
Well, you know, it's not in the upholstery catalog, so you know what?
Well, some secrets I don't give up easy, Jimmy.
Yeah, I know, like that. Oh, if you can take that string from my my hand grasshopper, you may do.
We don't know what he's talking about, folks. No, I know what he's talking about. It's a reference. It's another 60s, 70s reference that anybody younger than us probably won't get.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Boy, we drifted like that sofa
You
that I...
drift all the time. We gotta
Well,
really
Poor
get that.
Pam, I feel so bad for just sitting there waiting for the
I mean, thank God we don't have to pay these people to listen to you.
I was gonna say we drifted.
She
more
probably
than-
has her hammer and her needle in her hand waiting for the answer.
I gotta
It's gonna
get this
work.
out. We drifted more than that sofa I upholstered that went out to sea that time. Remember that story?
Oh yes, don't tell them that one. Save that for like a
Poor Pam
mystery.
sitting there, her hands are getting tired. She got
All
the
right,
hammer in one hand.
I'm
and the-
sorry, Pam. They are number one. How did we drift so far from a number
You
one
are
spring?
the biggest drifter of all. Let me tell you a story, everybody. You tell a story about a piece of furniture, and then, oh yeah, way back when it was...
Well, I was a member of that group in the 50s. What was the name of that group?
Boy
The
Scouts?
Drifters.
You were part of what? You
What?
were part of the drifter? What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding. It's just drifting.
I was gonna say, you have musical background?
No, none at all. I can't carry a note in a tote bag.
Meanwhile, you're still drifting.
We're still drifting.
Well,
We're talking about drifting.
We have seen your act skills, so thank you very much, Mr. Daniel Boone.
Well, I hope that we're getting a lot of upholstery information while we drift, okay? But maybe not. Hey, so she says they are number one springs, and I've tied and untied a couple of times trying to get them lower. I'm concerned about how high the crown will be. Seems really high to me. I've only begun tying, but don't want to spend hours doing more tying if I'm not getting them low enough at this stage. Help. So what I
Now, do
see.
you want to answer that? Should I tell you the follow-up at the same time?
Do the follow-up.
Okay, the follow-up is, I'm wondering if I should continue tying to tie springs. It looks to me like it's going to be too high a crown for the chair. Should I abandon this method? And is there another way to upholster the seat?
No, you're going to keep the springs, and what you're going to do, instead of tying the springs at the top, what I'm going to have you do is take an awl, and you're going to go through the webbing near the front rail, through the webbing, and you're going to poke 2 holes in. And you're going to run the twine through the holes and attach that twine underneath. That's going to give you 2 really good outcomes. Number 1, it's going to tighten the springs a little bit and bring them down. Number 2, it's going to take the heavy twine off the front of that, on the top of that wood frame, which you don't have much room to use. So that's how to overcome this problem. That's the solution to the problem right there, Jimmy.
What'd you say?
Jimmy, I don't think I've ever shown this in a video, but I think Pam's pretty bright and she knows what I'm talking about. So you're going to take one of the twines, run it through, staple it down, run the twine back up to grab the top rung and the second rung and do your regular tying down.
Yes.
Do you get it?
Yes.
So there you
I
go,
wish,
Pam.
hopefully in the next project, I wanted to find a channel back chair.
Jimmy's going to find a channel back chair.
And I think if you want to do it for the next project.
We got to make it exciting, though. You either have to find it floating in the ocean, or maybe somehow.
Well, I can go to Kelly's and Revere. Maybe I'll get lucky out that way. 'Cause
Revere?
the ocean, Swampscott maybe.
Oh yeah.
Lynn.
Make sure it's one of the,
Somebody's not sitting in it.
yeah.
Lucky has a good question, and it's similar. Speaking of drifting off topic, he says, "How do you stay focused on work? I get lots of distractions between people stopping by my shop, smartphone, social media, family stuff. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
I spend a week to finish a wingback chair."
I gotta tell you, this is a big problem in any shop that's working. Like a lot of people go to a closed workshop for this reason, where you know, they don't. It's a really bad thing. It's a really big problem. So, as far as staying focused, is these stories that we tell do have a purpose, and usually what they are. When I'm in here by myself, I'm thinking about these stories, and I'm just trying. That keeps me focused. Believe it or not, when I'm here alone, I mean, just you know, it can be a yawn fest sometimes with some of the work. It's tedious, you know. So you have to make it a little bit more exciting. I mean, it's the same in some other jobs too, you know. What was the other part to that? Oh, about people bothering you. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say to you. We've noticed. Should we talk about how it's been different since we
it's been
changed
different.
our...
That's one. I guess if there's a silver lining of any type, because we're in a mixed use area here. It's commercial and residential, so I'm the Mr. Rogers of the neighborhood. You know, I felt like sometimes I should have a sweater on and having that little train coming through. A couple of times, you know, you'd have like 10 people coming in, and you know, each person takes 5 or 10 minutes to talk to you. And before you know it, it's lunchtime.
Well, some people want the world of upholstery inside of 20 minutes too, because they're on their part of lunch.
So it's a big problem. How to, you know, I tell you what, you want to find out how to take care of your time. Watch a plumber at work. He's not wasting 1 minute. He's billing by the minute.
Yeah,
right?
And he wants to be able to make sure, because he sometimes, you know, like anything else, kind of like when you look at a sofa, say, yeah, no problem. Well, you know, you're looking at it, it's going to say, 4 or 5 hours worth of, you know, getting it all down to nothing. But actually, when you get to it, 10 to 12.
Yeah, it's a problem what he's talking about. It's a big problem, you know. So maybe we could talk more about that, Patrick. That would make a good video, by the way.
Well, but you know what? In the end,
time management. That's what it is.
In the
Yeah,
end, we
I mean, I would, you know, any job you don't know, it's really good to kind of jump in and then maybe assess your time after that.
Yeah.
But you should mention though that that's what's kind of different about it. We've been by appointment only, so we haven't.
Yeah, we've been by appointment only, so I've been able to manage my time much better, and I'm trying to clump in certain things. We can't have more than one person. You know, we wear masks during that opportunity. So it's been just scheduling, and that's helped me on the bench. So this is all your bench. This is where you make all your money if you're only making labor. So you really do need time management. So let's.
But I know you agree with me though that we miss having it open.
Yeah,
the minute we can have it open, we're going to open it right back up.
So the question could be, when you open, how do you manage these? I would, you know, have to be sensitive here. The jobs that you know, people who come in to say hello, it's not a job. How do you do time management there? That's a sensitive issue too. You just have to be a diplomat, I think. So Belinda, we're going to move on to Belinda. She has this. We saw this before. She says, "Oh, she sent us a 3D. Was that 3D, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
On Facebook.
I saw it. Unfortunately, I couldn't put the 3D thing up.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I was intrigued with the style, and I said Kevin would know what this is all about.
Well, this is she says it should not be from the look of it, but there was the most difficult thing I ever done so far. She's talking about. Is that up there, Patrick?
Yeah, it is.
I think what I responded to her was pin tack, pin tack, pin tack. That's the secret to that job. So, like the dog, is a cute dog in the back there, by the way. We like that. So before we,
Also, a couple more comments. I want to say,
okay.
Dennis says, here, I second the notion to do an online class on a channel back chair.
Okay, Jimmy, you got a fan. One of your fans chimed in. So they were waiting to see you do this.
I have been looking online. I have seriously been looking the last 3 weeks.
Good.
So
That'll be your next project.
Oh yeah, well, I would like to do it again. I did it for my sister's chair. It's been a few years, but again, for me, it's another learning experience because I haven't done it in such a long time.
All right.
Gabrielle telling you to find one, Jimmy.
Absolutely, I'm doing it for you, dear.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce the Apprentice of the Year 2021, even though we're 7 days into
money
it.
award? I didn't get a check yet.
We're going to give Jimmy a raise. The old joke is he gets a pair of platform shoes once that raise comes in. So Jimmy, would you like to come up here and
reluctantly, you know, I don't want.
I want to play that Elvis. Well, how does that go?
Yeah, forget about it. You know, your tunes are out of it today.
All right, Jimmy. Why don't you talk about what you did today on the?
Oh my God, I have for
lift
the.
this up.
For the third time, I have sewn again from the platform through the.
How many how many blanket stitches have you done so far?
I think up to 100 or more.
100 actual stitches, but,
Yes.
But how many rows?
3 rows.
3 rows, and do you feel it's tight enough at this point?
Yes, I actually believe so.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do too.
when I did the final wrapping, which is if you see here on the burlap, the final stitching,
Right.
this is, I think, as tight as you can possibly get it.
Yep. And so what else did you do? You did the rubberized horsehair, right?
Yes, and we sewed that in the back.
You did a blanket stitch there too, right?
Yes. And next week, what we'll probably do is finish this off, tie this down.
How would you like to do for the people at home? How would you like to do? It's not going to be a blanket stitch in that area. It's going to be a back stitch. Would you like to do that?
Back stitch?
I can quickly show you how to do that.
Sure.
Let's do it now. Now the pressure's
no.
on because this is live, watched by millions worldwide. But don't let that
Worldwide?
make you. Yeah, of course. We got fans in Saudi Arabia. We got fans in Brazil.
Saugus.
Patrick, how many? Saugus, for all you who don't know, is just another town.
Another suburb of Massachusetts.
Jimmy's trying to make it sound so exotic, but it isn't.
I ruined that line.
That's the complete opposite.
So Jimmy, we have worldwide fans. I don't want that to make you nervous.
I'll let you have that for a minute.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
here's the thing. We don't want Jimmy. You're gonna. That's that.
Don't trust him with a string and a needle, folks. He's just.
I am gonna make it challenging. Okay. Now
You always
does
do,
this
and
go
then-
up like? Can this stay like this?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You want? Tell you what.
Let's-
I'll
let's-
hold it.
You hold that up there for a minute.
It's heavy.
No, it isn't. I'm
What are you
gonna
gonna
try
do?
to prop that up there. Now, Jimmy.
Oh, God. You can use that cushion.
No, that's not good. We need something to
Well,
prop up.
how about if I hold it and you show the technique?
I was trying to make it. I was trying to make it exciting. Oh, Michaela has an idea.
Oh, Michaela, what? Don't do it.
One of these fabrics, a roll. Yeah, I'll take that right out of there, Jimmy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do kind of. You can tell we didn't plan on this, but see, we started learning from our Australian friends not only about kangaroos, but we were talking about extreme ironing.
God, not that show again.
From our Australian friends, and I think Jimmy, I think you're gonna be okay.
It looks like a bird trap, like it's trying to catch something.
Whatever you do, don't hit this because I want to show you now. Hold on now, hold on. We don't want that.
No, okay.
Okay, but you can see how solid this is. I mean, I'm talking rock solid. I'm talking about.
You're talking about your technique. You're talking about the
I'm talking about a union-made situation.
union made. I didn't know there was a
Union-made,
union
right,
shop.
right there. Ready? Okay, good. I think you're okay. I'm gonna help. Don't worry. Now you get this.
Good.
You're gonna have to come right in here. Trust that,
Well, you're not showing my good side. Oh, actually, we're in the back. Well, never mind.
Jimmy. I just want just about like 2 inches back. You just want a back stitch right back here, just to hold the rubberized horsehair. People are probably wondering why didn't he secure it to the wood frame? I'll tell you because we don't have much wood. Just like Pam's problem, right? She doesn't want to be putting too much of that twine up top. Don't worry, that was just somebody in the studio audience. I got that.
Was it the rats?
So we don't have much room in our wood rails on this small petite frame, and that rubberized horsehair is very thick and cumbersome, right?
Yeah.
So we don't even have it extending out there. So, but it is kind of flipping up like this. So we want to make sure that. So it's not a blanket stitch that you're going to use. You're just going to get this. Try to get your curved needle through. You have to get it to the burlap. And a back stitch, you can get this, Jimmy.
Trying to zoom in for you guys, but it's kind of tough.
What?
I'm trying to zoom in for them.
All right, so I just simply want Jimmy to hold this down just to stabilize it. So with your next stitch, I'm going to get you a bigger curved needle, okay? Because that 4-inch needle just isn't doing it. You guys should have you guys should have more than one size curved needle. You should have multiple sizes. I'm going to go to the biggest curved needle I have, which I think is a 5-inch needle.
Zach from Newton is checking in.
Hey Zach, hey, you're in my hometown. my,
Oh, there goes the town.
there you go, Jimmy. What I want you to do is just go in and out, all the way across. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Now, I'm just kidding, Jimmy. I am going to hold this because I am a little nervous that this little mousetrap thing I got set up is going to fall on you. We don't want that.
Yeah, and then I got to claim workman's comp, right?
Yeah. Don't want that.
Yeah. Okay. What's that, Kevin? I have no idea what you're talking about, Kevin.
Now, Jimmy's under extreme pressure.
Maybe describe what Jimmy's doing because we can't see.
Jimmy's doing a back stitch. Jimmy, before you do the next one, make sure you take the end out because you'll never, if you go one more stitch, you'll never get the end. You'll make sure you just, there you go. Do you see that?
Like we need to invent a camera that can see through people.
Yeah. Next
So
time
we just-
we'll get a head camera, Patrick.
Hey, even that wouldn't work underneath like a little canopy there.
So I'm going to drift here a little bit because Jimmy reminds me of another story. This show that I used to watch was, what was that? Wild Kingdom, Jimmy. Remember him? There's an old guy and his son. And the old guy, they would both be, looking at an alligator. I'll set it up. And the old guy would look, he says, at this point, I am going to back off and send my son into the infested alligator waters. And it would always be the son who had to go in and wrestle either the shark, the alligator, the armadillo, whatever. I feel as though this is an episode here, Jimmy.
An episode?
I've sent my apprentice into this situation. Are you doing okay there, Jimmy?
I'm doing okay. I missed the burlap, but that's all right.
Don't worry about it.
That's all right. Thank God it's not a paying audience, right?
Well, we like to have fun too, you guys, and it's kind of tied into that question about how do you keep focus. The way I keep focused is, you come up with these stories you remember, in the upholstery world or whatever world you're in, and kind of
Whatever world you're in. You make it sound like,
No.
like you're, well, never mind.
I certainly don't want my pilot or my airplane to be thinking like this. I want him.
Basically he gets up, walks around the plane.
I want him focused.
Aren't you the pilot? Yeah, I gotta get back to that in a minute. I go into the bathroom and I gotta go have a sandwich.
I want Sully.
Deborah says hello from Idaho.
Hey, Deborah from
She's
Idaho.
been here before.
Thank you.
I've been, you know what? I got emails from real estate and looking in Idaho.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, the
Thinking about-
potato farm? You're gonna open a potato
What's
farm?
wrong with the potato
I'm
farm?
gonna move over here, Jimmy, and you can
Yeah.
remove. Now you can remove that because I'm holding it.
Oh, good. Now, put it back up there.
I think you did a good job. And you're just going to knot that off. That's all you want to do. You don't have to go down the sides. So now you've stabilized the rubberized horsehair. So what's going to happen a lot, the fabric's going to hold it down the rest of the way. We're going to put cotton over that. And we're going to divide this in two. And Jimmy's going to create, we're going to put this up in a minute and show you what Jimmy's almost,
Next.
he's almost there in his creation on getting the seat portion higher than the deck portions. All this is about with the coil spring. Somebody once said, "Oh, why don't you just take the springs out and put some foam and be done with it?" Right, Jimmy?
Right.
I don't
Deborah
know.
wants to know what part of Idaho you got that real estate.
I'd have to look at it again. I don't remember. I may have put down Boise. I don't remember. I know there were 3 or 4 different sections of Idaho they did throw out in the email what I was looking for real estate.
Jimmy's next week, he's going to be putting this on right across here. He's going to leave. Let's just pull this up again.
Okay.
He's going to leave an opening in here for his seam on the fabric that has to be stitched down in between there. You're
This
gonna leave
is
that open.
definitely
Oh
a
yeah.
lot. Now
This is
why
different. Because
why am I
it's-
not?
It's all. Go ahead.
Okay, question. Why am I not putting it like on top of this?
Because of too much
Overlapping.
bulk, and you need the division. Because the whole idea is to loft up the front. Okay, let's get to the next thing. So let's just. Can you hold that right there for a second? So let's get the cushion.
Okay.
So Jimmy's got more loft in the front, so that all of this, so that this cushion sits at an angle, at about a 6-degree angle.
Okay.
Right? So that when people slide out, the cushion doesn't come, and it actually is more comfortable this way.
Okay.
Usually with about a 6-degree angle back, and the backs usually backs are a little bit more than that.
Okay.
You know, just the human form just wants to recline that way.
All right.
If you get into a car, an automobile,
It's
they have it down like that.
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Pretty good.
Kind of sloped. And I'm sure you really may not notice it only from
Right.
distance when you.
Right. And do you know the difference between when they put velvet in a car they reverse the nap. On furniture, the nap's always coming this way. But in a car, on the seat especially, they go the other way to kind of lock you into the seat. Did you know that? Yeah. So I think we learnt a lot, Jimmy. Thank you very much.
No
for
problem.
helping
The
out.
check is at the...
Jimmy, you're a good sport. Thank you. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. I know it's a long drawn process. I had no idea. I knew there were going to be lessons going to be learned with this. I just had no idea it was going to be a lot of lessons.
Oh, there's a lot. And you know what? It reminds me that if you like Jimmy in these question and answer in these small segments, you're going to love them hour after hour after
Oh, no,
hour.
don't say that, Kevin. You'll scare them away.
I know that his fan base might like that, but you know, hours. Jimmy, you've got a lot of hours into these videos.
Yeah, a lot. Well, I mean, when we think of the arts and crafts chair, you and I was thinking of 8 lessons, and it got to be 13, I believe.
Well, Jay, go even further back, the Ottoman.
The Ottoman, yeah. Even though that was pretty much not an older Ottoman, it was a factory Ottoman, but we still had a few lessons with that.
Yeah. So guess how many hours they say it takes to perfect a trade, any trade. Do you have any idea how many hours?
5,000,
A little bit more.
8,
More.
13.
12.
Okay.
About 12. I heard about 12,000 hours to perfect a trade.
Well, I mean, when you think of carpentry
Mm-hmm.
and you think of the electrical and so on, everything has its own
Mm-hmm.
set of hours that you have to be required to do before you move on to the next.
So you've taken my in-house classes when we had them.
Yes.
Many classes, and I think you were even taking 2 a week at one point, right?
Sometimes I doubled up only to try to finish the project.
So you're doubling up. You're doing how long?
Oh God, it's like
5
7
years? 7 years. So you've also been upholstering at home.
Mhm.
You've also been doing these classes. So I say you've got some. If you added them all up, I bet you.
It's been fun. I mean, I really enjoy doing this.
And
I never thought I would. I mean, I thought the first project that I did, I said, okay, no problem. Boom, get it done in 6 lessons or 8 lessons, I think, at the time. Sure enough, like I say, 7, 8 years, I'm still here.
And I think, do you consider yourself a hobbyist? Do you consider yourself somebody that wants to open up his own shop? I know you got into this late, but I'm just.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I like it as a hobby. I mean, I've always liked working with my hands. I do refinishing too, furniture, and I've done. There's a few things in my apartment that I have done bureaus, and I've done coffee tables and other things for people.
I think the good thing about being a hobbyist is that you can just have 1 hour of upholstery or 1,000 hours.
Right.
It doesn't matter because it's a hobby.
Yeah.
Professionally, it's a different story. That's
Yeah.
why usually, we've read the Museum of Fine Arts had that poster about what it means to be an apprentice, and usually it's in the old days, but it's actually like, you're saturating yourself with the information and knowledge from way back. I mean,
Right.
the typical age was 7 or 8 years old when
Yes.
people would be learning. Now they have laws against that.
Yes. You can't bring even your own son in unless he's of at least 15, 16
Right,
years
so
of age.
I started late. I started 17. I was 17 or 18 when I started, which is, when you think about it, I had a 10-year disadvantage over somebody that maybe was starting at 7 or 8.
Yeah, way back, but I think people were actually working much younger. I mean, children were working as much younger way back when.
Yeah, thank
And
goodness we don't have, well, in this country anyhow, we don't have that going on. You want to see kids have a childhood. I mean, I don't think I want my kid, young kid doing this type of work. It's kind of hard, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's a learning experience all the time. I mean, definitely this project that I'm doing right now is definitely more lessons, I think, than anything else I've
Yeah,
ever
if you
had.
think the Bentwood Rocker, you guys had a lot to it, and that was informative and everything. Now, I like that because of that. It was a smaller job. This thing, you guys should check out the online classes.
Oh my God!
and see when it comes out.
I mean, they're seeing it every week anyway.
Yeah.
But I think stripping it down was not a problem because it was just that bad, and it took 3 or 4 hours worth of time. But again, building this up, it's going to be probably a little bit more than 3 to 4 times.
Good job, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Patrick, are there any more questions or comments before?
Oh, that's it.
Hey, we really appreciate you guys out there in YouTube land and also people on the online classes, and keep commenting. We got a lot of comments this week. We're really happy about that. keep commenting, and you know, criticisms are accepted, especially with this guy.
Hey,
Just tell me how he's doing. And Patrick and Michaela, all of you guys, everybody puts this together. It's quite an effort. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Right?
Thank you.
Right.
I